When we talk about signs that you exist in a high vibrational state in the fifth dimension, it's not just about some abstract concept or distant reality. This is something real, something tangible that we can feel, that we can connect to, and most importantly, something that is happening right now, within you, within me, within all of us. The fifth dimension isn't some far-off place. It's here, layered over our current physical experience, but the key to accessing it lies in our vibration, in our consciousness. Now, I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, how do you know you are vibrating at a higher frequency? What does that even feel like?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
One of the first signs that you're in a high vibrational state is this overwhelming sense of peace. It's not the kind of peace that comes from having everything in your external world perfectly aligned. No, it's a peace that comes from deep within, a peace that remains unshaken by the chaos or drama of the outside world. You start to feel like the calm eye of the storm, where nothing can truly disturb you. You might still experience challenges or difficult situations, but there's a shift in how you perceive them. You no longer react with fear or anxiety. Instead, you respond with clarity, wisdom, and patience. This is because, in the fifth dimension, you are detached from the heavy emotional baggage that often clouds our judgment in the lower dimensions. You start to see things from a broader perspective, understanding that everything is interconnected and that the universe is always working in your favor, even when it doesn't seem like it. Another sign is this deep sense of connection. You feel connected to everything and everyone around you. The barriers that once separated you from others start to dissolve, and you begin to see the oneness in all things. This isn't just a mental realization, it's a felt experience. You can walk down the street and feel the energy of the trees, the earth beneath your feet, and the sky above you. You can look into the eyes of a stranger and recognize the same divine spark that's within you. The illusion of separation starts to break down, and in its place there's this profound sense of unity, of being a part of something much greater than yourself. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you felt truly connected? Not just to a person or a thing, but to the essence of life itself. In the fifth dimension, you also begin to experience a deeper connection to your inner guidance, your intuition, your higher self, and the divine wisdom that flows through you. You start to trust this inner guidance more and more, and as a result, your decisions become more aligned with your highest path. You no longer need to seek validation or approval from others, because you know that the answers you seek are already within you. This deepening connection to your inner guidance is one of the most powerful signs that you are vibrating at a higher frequency. In this state, your life becomes a reflection of your inner truth. You are no longer living according to the expectations of others or the dictates of society. Instead, you are living in alignment with your soul's purpose, guided by the wisdom of your higher self. This is the ultimate sign that you are existing in the fifth dimension, when your external reality begins to mirror the love, peace, and abundance that you feel within. As you continue to raise your vibration, you'll notice that time itself seems to shift. In the third dimension, time feels linear. We're constantly looking at the clock, counting the hours, days, and weeks. But in the fifth dimension, time becomes more fluid. You might find that you lose track of time completely during certain activities. Hours can feel like minutes, and minutes like hours. This is because in the fifth dimension, you are no longer bound by the strict constraints of linear time. You begin to live more in the present moment, and as a result, time becomes irrelevant. What matters is the experience, the energy, the flow of life. This brings us to another important sign, the feeling of being in flow in the fifth dimension. You're not forcing things to happen. You're not struggling or striving. Instead, you're allowing, you're trusting. There's this sense of ease that comes when you're in alignment with the universe. You're not trying to control every little detail of your life. You understand that everything is happening exactly as it should, and you trust that the universe knows what's best for you, even when you don't. This doesn't mean you're passive or lazy. It means you're co-creating with the universe in a way that feels natural and effortless. Let's pause here for a moment. Have you ever experienced a moment of flow, where everything just seemed to align perfectly? What was that like for you? In this state, your intuition becomes your guide. You no longer need to rely solely on logic or reason to make decisions. Instead, you tap into your inner knowing. You just know what the right choice is without needing to overanalyze or second-guess yourself. This is because in the fifth dimension, you are more connected to your higher self, that part of you that is always in tune with the divine. Your intuition becomes stronger, clearer, and more reliable. You begin to trust it more, and as a result, you start making decisions that are more aligned with your true purpose and path. And let's talk about emotions for a moment. In the third dimension, we often experience emotions as something that happens to us. We feel sad, angry, or anxious, and it can feel overwhelming. But in the fifth dimension, emotions are simply energy in motion. You start to observe them rather than being consumed by them. You understand that emotions are temporary and they don't define you. You allow yourself to feel them, but you don't get stuck in them. This emotional mastery is a key sign that you're operating from a higher vibrational state. As you continue to elevate your vibration, you'll find that your relationships start to change. Toxic or draining relationships naturally fall away because they no longer resonate with your energy. You attract people who are on a similar vibrational frequency, and your interactions with them are more harmonious, more fulfilling. You no longer feel the need to engage in drama or conflict. Instead, you seek out relationships that uplift you and reflect the love and light that you are embodying in the fifth dimension. Now, here's a deep question for you. Are the relationships in your life helping you grow, or are they holding you back? When you're vibrating in the fifth dimension, you begin to embody what is known as unity consciousness. You no longer see yourself as separate from others. You understand that we are all connected, that we are all one. This shift in consciousness is profound because it changes the way you interact with the world. You become more compassionate, more understanding, more loving. You realize that by helping others, you are also helping yourself. And this isn't just an intellectual understanding, it's a felt experience. You feel the oneness in every interaction, in every breath. In this state, your purpose becomes clearer. You may have spent years searching for your purpose, feeling lost or unsure. But as you raise your vibration and enter the fifth dimension, your purpose reveals itself naturally. It's not something you have to force or figure out. It's something that unfolds organically as you continue to align with your higher self and the flow of the universe. In the fifth dimension, you are no longer driven by fear or ego. Instead, you are motivated by love, by service, by the desire to contribute to the greater good. You understand that your purpose is not just about you, it's about how you can use your unique gifts and abilities to uplift others, to raise the collective vibration of the planet. And so, as we continue to explore the signs that your vibrational state exists in the fifth dimension, we start to see a recurring theme. You are no longer bound by the limitations of the lower dimensions. You are operating from a much higher, purer frequency where love, compassion, and unity are your guiding forces. In this state, life becomes less about the physical, material achievements and more about the inner journey, the expansion of your consciousness, and the realization of your true essence as a divine being. One of the most profound signs that you are vibrating at a fifth dimensional level is the sense of purpose and fulfillment that washes over you. This isn't the fleeting kind of fulfillment that comes from external success or validation. It's deeper, more intrinsic. You feel like you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to be doing. Your sense of purpose is no longer tied to what society expects of you or what you should be doing. Instead, it flows naturally from your connection to Source, from your alignment with the higher frequencies of love and light. Now, let me ask you, have you ever felt that deep, almost unshakable sense of purpose, like you are exactly where the universe has placed you and everything is unfolding perfectly? If you have, that's a sign you're tapping into that fifth dimensional energy. In this state, you start to release old patterns that no longer serve you. This could be anything from limiting beliefs, unhealthy habits, or even outdated ways of thinking. You realize that these old patterns are remnants of the lower dimensions, where duality and separation ruled. But in the fifth dimension, you are free. Free to create a new reality, free to express your true self, free to live in alignment with your highest truth. You no longer feel the need to cling to the past or to anything that weighs you down. You are in a constant state of evolution, shedding the layers of what no longer serves you and embracing the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. Here's something practical to consider. What is one belief or pattern in your life that you know is no longer serving you? What would you feel like if you let it go right now? In the fifth dimension, the concept of effort starts to shift. In the lower dimensions, we are taught that we must work hard, struggle, and push ourselves to achieve success. But in the fifth dimension, success is not measured by how much effort you put in. Instead, it's about how aligned you are with the flow of the universe. When you are in alignment, things happen effortlessly. You are no longer grinding or forcing things to happen. Instead, you are allowing them to unfold naturally, trusting that the universe is always guiding you toward your highest good. This doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means that the actions you take are inspired, and they come from a place of joy and love, not from fear or scarcity. Think about it for a moment. What would your life look like if everything you did came from a place of joy and inspiration, rather than from pushing and struggling? In this high vibrational state, you also begin to see abundance in a new light. Abundance is not just about money or material wealth. It's about feeling abundant in every area of your life: love, relationships, creativity, health, and spiritual growth. You start to realize that abundance is your natural state in the fifth dimension. You don't have to chase it or strive for it. It flows to you effortlessly when you are in alignment with your higher self and the divine flow of the universe. You begin to trust that everything you need will be provided at the perfect time, and you release the fear of lack or scarcity. This shift in perspective allows you to experience true abundance, not just in the physical sense, but in the emotional and spiritual sense as well. Let me ask you, what does abundance mean to you? And how would your life change if you truly believe that you are already abundant in every way? Another powerful sign of existing in the fifth dimension is the way you relate to your body. In the lower dimensions, we often see our bodies as separate from our spirit. We may even neglect or criticize our physical form. But in the fifth dimension, there is a deep reverence for the body as a sacred vessel for the soul. You begin to treat your body with love and respect, recognizing that it is a divine creation. You listen to its needs, nourish it with healthy foods, and move it in ways that feel good. You no longer see your body as something to be controlled or judged. Instead, you see it as an integral part of your spiritual journey, a beautiful expression of the divine in physical form. Pause here for a moment and reflect. How do you treat your body? Do you see it as a sacred vessel for your soul, or do you sometimes criticize or neglect it? As your vibration continues to rise, you'll also notice that your creativity begins to flourish. In the fifth dimension, creativity is not just about making art or music. It's about tapping into the creative flow of the universe and expressing your unique gifts and talents in whatever way feels right for you. You realize that creativity is not limited to certain artists or creators. It is an inherent part of who you are as a divine being. Whether it's through writing, painting, dancing, cooking, or simply the way you live your life, your creativity becomes a powerful expression of your soul's essence. You are no longer afraid to show the world who you truly are, because you understand that your unique expression is needed in the grand tapestry of life. So I'll ask you this: what is one way you can express your creativity today? How can you let the divine flow through you in a way that feels joyful and authentic? Lastly, existing in the fifth dimension means you are living from a place of deep gratitude. Gratitude becomes your default state of being. You no longer take things for granted, and you start to see the beauty in every moment, every experience, and every person you encounter. You understand that gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can embody, and when you live in a state of gratitude, you naturally attract more things to be grateful for. You begin to appreciate the small things: the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds chirping, the laughter of a child. You realize that life itself is a gift, and you are here to experience it in all its richness and beauty. So, I'll leave you with this: what are you most grateful for in this moment? How can you bring more gratitude into your daily life? Remember, the signs of a high vibrational state in the fifth dimension are not just about external changes. They are deeply internal, and they reflect a profound shift in consciousness. You are no longer living in fear, separation, or scarcity. You are living in love, unity, and abundance. And as you continue to raise your vibration, you will find that life becomes more magical, more effortless, and more aligned with the truth of who you really are. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Stay in your light, stay in the flow, and remember, you are already vibrating at a higher level than you might even realize. Keep trusting, keep expanding, and keep shining your light brightly for the world to see. As we move further into this understanding of the signs that your very high vibrational state exists in the fifth dimension, we begin to realize that this shift is not something that happens overnight. It's a gradual, profound transformation of your entire being. And yet, it's also something that can happen in a single moment. Sometimes all it takes is one powerful realization, one profound experience, to catapult you into this higher state of consciousness. But more often than not, it's a journey of shedding layers, of healing old wounds, of releasing what no longer serves you, and of stepping into the fullness of who you truly are. One of the most beautiful signs of existing in the fifth dimension is the sense of inner freedom that starts to blossom within you. You're no longer bound by the expectations of others, by societal norms, or by the limiting beliefs that once held you back. You begin to realize that you are the creator of your own reality and that you have the power to shape your life according to your highest vision. This realization is incredibly liberating. You no longer feel the need to conform to what others think you should be or how you should live. Instead, you start to live authentically, in alignment with your true self, and this creates a deep, unshakable sense of freedom. Now, I want you to reflect on this deeply. What would it feel like to be completely free? Free from fear, free from judgment, free from limitation. How would your life change if you fully embraced that freedom right now? This inner freedom also extends to how you view the world around you. In the fifth dimension, you start to see life as a playground of possibilities. You understand that the universe is abundant and that there is more than enough for everyone. You no longer buy into the scarcity mindset that pervades so much of the third dimensional world. Instead, you see opportunities everywhere. You see that the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. And as you release those self-imposed limits, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. This shift in perspective allows you to approach life with a sense of wonder and curiosity. You no longer feel the need to control every outcome or plan every detail. Instead, you surrender to the flow of life, trusting that everything is unfolding as it's meant to. You become more playful, more open, more adventurous. You start to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and expansion. And as you embrace this new way of being, life starts to feel lighter, more joyful, and more expansive. Pause for a moment and consider, what would your life look like if you fully trusted the flow of the universe? How would you live differently if you knew that everything is always working out for your highest good? Another profound sign that you are existing in the fifth dimension is the deep sense of compassion that starts to arise within you. Compassion, in this context, is not just about feeling sorry for others or wanting to help them. It's about understanding that we are all connected, that we are all one, and that what affects one of us affects all of us. In the fifth dimension, you begin to see the world through the eyes of love. You understand that every person you encounter is a reflection of yourself, and that every situation you experience is an opportunity for growth and healing. This deep compassion extends not only to others but also to yourself. You begin to let go of self-judgment and criticism. You start to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. You realize that you are worthy of love, not because of what you do or achieve, but simply because you exist. This self-compassion is a vital aspect of raising your vibration, because when you love and accept yourself fully, you are able to love and accept others on a much deeper level. Let me ask you this: how compassionate are you towards yourself? Do you forgive yourself for your mistakes, or do you hold on to guilt and shame? How would your life change if you treated yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you offer to others? In the fifth dimension, your relationships begin to transform in profound ways. You start to attract soul-aligned connections, people who resonate with your frequency, who support your growth, and who reflect the love and light that you are embodying. These relationships feel harmonious, effortless, and deeply fulfilling. You no longer feel the need to engage in drama or conflict because you understand that those lower vibrational energies are not aligned with your true nature. Instead, your interactions with others are based on mutual respect, understanding, and unconditional love. At the same time, you may notice that some relationships naturally fall away. This can be a difficult part of the journey, but it's important to understand that as you raise your vibration, not everyone will be able to come with you. Some people may still be operating from lower vibrational energies, and as a result, they may no longer resonate with your frequency. This is not something to fear or resist. It's simply a natural part of the process. Trust that the universe is always guiding you toward the people who are meant to be in your life at this time, and that those who leave are simply making space for new, more aligned connections to enter. So here's something to reflect on. Are there relationships in your life that feel heavy or draining? How would it feel to release those relationships and open yourself up to more harmonious, soul-aligned connections? Another sign of existing in the fifth dimension is the heightened sensitivity you begin to experience. This sensitivity is not just physical, although you may find that your senses become more acute. It's also emotional and energetic. You become more attuned to the subtle energies around you, and you may start to pick up on the emotions and vibrations of others more easily. This heightened sensitivity is a gift, but it can also be challenging at times, especially if you are not yet fully grounded in your own energy. One of the most practical pieces of advice I can offer for navigating this sensitivity is to establish a regular practice of grounding and energy clearing. Spend time in nature, meditate, or engage in activities that help you reconnect with your body and the earth. This will help you stay centered and balanced, even as you become more sensitive to the energies around you. It's also important to set healthy boundaries, both energetically and emotionally, so that you are not absorbing the lower vibrational energies of others. Now, let me ask you, how do you protect your energy? Are you consciously grounding yourself and setting boundaries, or do you find yourself feeling drained by the energies around you? In the fifth dimension, you also begin to experience a deeper connection to your inner guidance, your intuition, your higher self, and the divine wisdom that flows through you. You start to trust this inner guidance more and more, and as a result, your decisions become more aligned with your highest path. You no longer need to seek validation or approval from others, because you know that the answers you seek are already within you. This deepening connection to your inner guidance is one of the most powerful signs that you are vibrating at a higher frequency. In this state, your life becomes a reflection of your inner truth. You are no longer living according to the expectations of others or the dictates of society. Instead, you are living in alignment with your soul's purpose, guided by the wisdom of your higher self. This is the ultimate sign that you are existing in the fifth dimension, when your external reality begins to mirror the love, peace, and abundance that you feel within. And so I leave you with this final question: are you living in alignment with your soul's purpose? What would it take for you to fully embrace your inner guidance and trust that you are exactly where you need to be? Remember, the journey to the fifth dimension is not about reaching some distant destination. It's about awakening to the truth of who you already are. You are a divine being of light, and you have always been connected to the higher dimensions. As you continue to raise your vibration, you will find that the signs of your existence in the fifth dimension become more and more apparent. Trust the process, trust yourself, and know that you are already on the path to your highest evolution.